I beat Batman Arkham Origins on New Game Plus without taking any damage. This is, as of now, the hardest game to go through without taking damage. Most of it was just simple mistakes to Arkham Origins being glitchy, to then even dying to the environment. There's a death compilation at the end if you want to see that, so go ahead and skip to that if you want to. But yes, I finally beat this game before 100 tries, as you can see. It took me 93 attempts before I beat it. It was a difficult game, but I managed to finally beat it, and this video will break down how I did it and how I took down specific rooms and sections. So let's get started with how I beat Batman Arkham Origins on New Game Plus, mind you, without taking any damage. I stream all these runs all the time on my YouTube, so go ahead and check that out if you want. The link's in the description, but other than that, let's get started. Okay, so for the beginning, for the combat sections in this game, I do what I did similar to Arkham City and Arkham Asylum. I evade, toss batarangs, and punch where I feel it's safe to do so after an evade. These string of attacks makes it so I can safely take out combat sections, especially since I can't see counter icons, so this is pretty safe to do so in that regard. So knowing that, in the beginning of the game, the first Blackgate section, all the combat sections are pretty easy. I mean, I just do those tactics I just mentioned in these rooms, so it's not so bad. I do some of the early Dark Knight challenges here to get EXP, and because it's easy to do so as well, so yeah. So the beginning of Blackgate, not so bad. But then you get to the Killer Croc boss fight, and Croc here is pretty annoying. So in the beginning of this fight, Croc charges at you. I always evade over him here, and then cape stun and beat him down. Then I batarang him to blow up the tank when he goes over there, and at this point in like the second phase, he usually runs at me again. So I kind of get a free flow off these guys to then evade over him, and then lunge at him to beat him down once more. Then on the last phase, I kind of just play it normally until I get a window to beat him down, and then beat him, and then move on with the game. I have died to Croc before, because sometimes you just get randomly hit, but since it is the beginning, I'm really consistent on beating him, so yeah. Moving on, the next part of the game is just a tutorial section, so there's nothing to really say here, you can't really take damage, but then you get to traverse Gotham. I always, in the beginning, stop the crime in progress on the bridge since the XP will matter later on in the game. After doing that, I stop by to scan a Cyrus Pinckney thing here for EXP. There's few trophies and stuff like that I get throughout the game for XP for upgrades because the upgrade system in this game is pretty ass. I have to go through combat and armor upgrades to get the valuable upgrades, so because of that, I don't really get many good upgrades in this run in the beginning, which makes this run even harder. Anyways though, I continue on with the story. I fight loose lips here. I always start the fight dropping down on the gun guy and then beating this guy down and then clearing out the rest of the room. So that's pretty easy. And then I move on, taking out the Riddler section here. I always try to glide kick this guy first because he's kind of away from all the enemies and then move on with the rest of the combat section. So I move on from there. Then there's another combat section here that I take down as well. This one's also easy. I have small strategies for like every room. So for this one, I drop down on this guy and then beat down the armored guy here and then take out the rest of the room normally. After that, there's a stealth section. This one can be surprisingly annoying due to the layout, but yeah, there's just 3 guys here. I just take it slow and take them down. After that though, it's time for the final offer. So the final offer, let's get into it. So first of all, there's a stealth section. I always have a strategy here. So I first take down the sniper up here on the tower, and then I glide across and take down the sniper here. And then I go over here, take this guy down, then wait for the guy on the bridge to not look, and then take down this guy here. And then I take down the guy on the bridge, and then the guy next to him, and then I take down the guy next to him, and then I smoke pellet the last few guys and take them down, clearing the first stealth section on the final offer. Next up is going inside the final offer. So it's a pretty interesting section. Going in, there's 2 guys here I easily take out, but the next room can be pretty tricky. There's an armed thug in front of you that is also armored, and a guy with a gun further down the room. My strategy here is to throw a smoke pellet over there, then evade over the armored/armed guy, get a free flow off this guy, and then beat down the armed guy here, and then proceed to just take out the room using game sense. It can get pretty tricky, but after doing it so many times, I can take care of it. You always have to prioritize the armored guys with guns because they can definitely just ruin your run if you allow it. But yes, I do beat the room. After that, nothing notable until there's a big enemy combat section room here after doing the incredibly difficult Electrocutioner boss fight. This fight here is actually easier than it looks. Since the room is so big, you have a ton of space to evade around and batarang. There's no guns in this room either, so you just gotta worry about armored enemies and martial artists. Martial artists, I try to take out with multi-battering takedowns if I can, but I usually prioritize the armored guys first since they can just get annoying and ruin your combo. At this point, I have the upgrade for multi-battering takedowns too, so it's nice to have that, which I do use a lot in these runs, but if I don't use them on the martial artists, I just take them out regularly. But yeah, this room, done, pretty easy. After that though, there's a bit of simple navigation, but then we get to the boss fight of the final offer, which is not Deathstroke. He's not the boss fight. It's actually this room right here. This room is difficult because you got a gun, 2 armored enemies, 2 martial artists, a riot shield guy, and I hate riot shield guys, and also just a ton of enemies in this small little compact area. For some reason, Arkham Origins is coded to have the armored guys go for the guns more often than regular enemies, at least in my experience, which makes it hard because I have to take out the guy with the gun first. I try to build a takedown using batarangs and safe punches, and I buy time by evading over the armored guy in the process, because if you evade over them, they won't shoot for a little while. Once I take out the armored guys doing this, the rest of the room is easier, but this room here is hard since it is smaller and more compact. I just have to evade and dodge a lot, and if I do mess up my combo, I just have to swallow that pill and just try to build a combo again. But yes, once this room's done, the rest of the final offer to me is really easy because the next real section is the stealth section. Once I enter the room, I take out the guy near me over here, and then I glide down here to take down this guy next, and then I grapple and glide over to take down this dude, and then this guy, and then I invert take down this guy over here, and then I wait for the armored guy to move here and backclaw him down. Makes it a really easy stealth section. After that though, you go to Penguin. You go to Penguin, take down these 4 guys, and then I move on to the Deathstroke boss fight. Now Slade, in my opinion, is really easy. All you pretty much have to do is evade over him, punch him once, then evade over, punch, and keep repeating that. Doing this makes it so that Slade never does his remote claw attack, at least in my experience. All you gotta do is counter at times when he does the counter animation, but legit, you just do that and do your takedowns when you build them, and you beat him. He's really easy. The only thing you have to worry about is sometimes near the walls. The camera angle of Slade will sometimes not be what you expect, so sometimes when you need a counter, the camera will look off and it can make you mess up your counter timing window. It's happened to me before, but other than that, Slade's really easy. I beat him and I move on. After that, the next real part of the game to move on to is GCPD. Now GCPD is not too difficult. The first part of GCPD is a stealth section in the rooftop. So the route I take here is that I take down a sniper on this side of the rooftop first, then I grapple over here and take down this next sniper. And after that, I wait for this guy to move over here and I glide over there and take him down. Then I grapple back up and wait for this guy to come over here and then take him down next. And then I grapple over here, then I wait for this guy to come over here and take him down next. And then I smoke bomb these 2 and then take them down and then get into GCPD. Now the beginning of GCPD is okay. You take down these guys and move on. And this guy says this really famous line that my stream always loves to hear. Moving on, the next real room is with these 4 armored guys. I started by remote clawing the fire extinguisher and then coming over here and doing a beatdown on this guy. And then I try to do one on another guy, and then I have a takedown at this point that I try to use on the 3rd guy, which makes it there's only 1 guy left, which is really easy to take down. It can be a little tricky since it's a small room with like 4 armored guys, and if you mess up once, you kind of have to just play a little safe, but I managed to consistently take this room down every time. Moving on, there's this room here. It also can be a little tricky too since it's a small room with 3 armored guys, but I usually started by taking down people with the propane tank and gliding down there and basically taking the room slow, trying to use my game sense, trying to build takedowns, and trying to take down the armored guys with it. The next room is the stealth section. Now this room, I come over and take down this guy first. After doing that, I come over here to invert takedown this guy next. And after that, I upgrade my remote claw to do remote claw takedowns at this point. So I use them on some of the guys that I can, and then after, I just take my time with the room to take the rest of these guys down, using my game sense. This room's easy enough, so I never really have trouble with it, especially since I have a remote claw upgrade that lets me grapple people up to the gargoyles. So yeah, not too bad. After that, the next real section is this underground one. So this room here, when you first enter, you can actually skip this first encounter by kind of just jumping down here, pressing this button and sneaking past them into the next room. So that's good. And then you get the disruptor, which is also awesome. But after getting that comes the big fight, which is the only thing at GCPD I kind of worry about, because this fight introduces the Venom Thug, which they are scary because they can just grab you randomly sometimes and just end your fight. I always prioritize them and try to take them out first. Prioritize them over the armored guys too. I try to build a takedown combo for them so so I can just disable their venom. And once I take them out, the rest of the room is pretty standard and pretty easy. Because after that, it's just a simple combat section here, and once I finish it, GCPD is done, basically. Because the next sections are also pretty easy. You just remote claw people, and then take out the last few people, and then take out Brandon and his 2 armored guys. Not so bad. GCPD, done and done. Moving on. Next up after though is the sewer section, which I find the least interesting part of the game, but overall it's not too bad for me. So first of all, you have this combat section. This particular combat section here is like weird. When you get a free flow going or get combo takedowns in this particular room, the final hits will send the enemies to the sky most of the time, which will like instantly take them down. So I try to use that to my advantage here the best I can, which is pretty funny. After that, there's some simple navigating into another combat section. This one's kind of scary because the combat arena is pretty small. I always prioritize the armored guys here first. It's standard, but since it's small, I try to be more careful. After that though, the last fight in the sewer section here introduces the Enforcer, the big brute guy. But they're actually really easy to beat. All you have to do is spam concussions on them and take out the rest of the room while they're stunned. Doing that makes it easy because you can get them off your back while clearing out the rest of the room. Sometimes the Enforcer knocks enemies down for you, giving you multi-battering takedown opportunities. And after I clear the room, I throw a final concussion on him, wait until he swings his arms 4 times. I always count like 1, 2, 3, 4. And once he does that, I go over to him and triple cape stun him, which leads into a beatdown, into a bat swarm, into a continuous beatdown for the win. I do this for most of, if not all, the Enforcers, so yeah, that's my strategy and it's really consistent. But with that, the sewers are done, thankfully. Next up is the Gotham Merchants Bank, which in my opinion is really easy. So navigating there at that point is something to be careful about though, since there are people with guns on the rooftop. I fast travel to the area and just simply glide this way though, kind of over the water, which allows me to get to the bank safely. But later on, I take more safer routes to locations to avoid people with guns, as you will see. Once I'm at the bank section and start the Predator section, I quickly go over here and disrupt this guy. After that, I wait by the stairs here to take out this next mine guy, and then after doing that, I go to the other side of the room and then take out the remote jammer guy. After that, I come over here and I remote claw 2 of the 3 guys on this side. And after that, I just slowly take my time with the room. The last guy will surrender, so at this point, I only need to take out 2 guys, which I managed to do. The Merchant's Bank is really easy with this strategy I use. I actually kind of look forward to this part because it's pretty fun and pretty easy, but after that, we get to the Sionis steel mill. I dread this area because of Copperhead, but let's just get into it, dude. So the beginning of this area has a stealth section, not too bad at all. I have an order for most stealth sections if you haven't noticed by now. I take out a sniper up here first once he's at this specific position, and then I glide down here and take out this guy. Then I grapple up here and glide down to take out this guy near these crates. After doing that, I disable the detective mode jammer on the wall, and then I wait here until this guy climbs up the ladder to take him down. And then I just simply remote claw the last 2 and ground take them down and enter the building. So, entering the building. This first room here can get tricky because there's an armored guy with a gun and a riot shield guy down the little stairs. It can be kind of scary. I first remote claw the propane tank here to take these center guys out of the fight for a bit, and then I run over here and beat down this guy. And then I try to take out the armored guy first with the gun, but if I can't do that, I try to build a takedown combo for him. It can be pretty scary if like the riot shield guy's in your face alongside the armored guy, and sometimes you have to keep evading around, but if I just take it slow, it's easy. And then, you know, I just take care of it, which I did here. After that, there's this room above. I smoke pellet the armed guys and then take them out, making the room easier, and done and done. Not much to say there. Next up is the combat section here. There's 2 back-to-back ones here in this room. Honestly, it's pretty easy since the room is so big. Big arenas make the combat sections way easier, so there's not much to say about the beginning. I started with the glide kick into a beatdown on the armed guy since he's far away from everyone in this room, and then I clear the rest of the room. The next section has an enforcer though. I just use the reliable concussion strat, and after a lot of evading and batterings, I clear that as well. Not much to say there, it's pretty easy. Next up, there's a simple combat section here into a stealth section. Now, at this point, stealth sections get easier because I have 3 remote claw shots, the disruptor, and a vast knowledge on these rooms at this point since I played them so many times. So what I do here is grapple to the other side and remote claw 2 guys here, and then I go to the other side and remote claw a random guy on this side of the arena. I always only remote claw 2 people max before moving because after a third, I feel like sometimes they'll notice and shoot you. So yeah, that's why I went over here to remote claw some random guy here. After that, I glide to the catwalk. You can actually use the back claw to pull the sniper off if you aim between this wall and pipe, taking down this armored sniper, which makes this room so much easier. After that, there's like 4 guys left. Typically, I disrupt 2 guys on the right. The 2 on the left are near propane tanks, so I can probably use them to take them out. If not, I just play the room regularly, smoke bombs, and wait for time to attack, and done. Not too bad. After that, though, there's Copperhead, and Copperhead, in my opinion, is the most difficult boss fight for me for this run. I mean, it's just the most stress-inducing. So for Copperhead, the strategy is to just evade over her and use concussions and single strikes. The concussions one-shot the Copperhead illusions, so what I do is evade around a lot and throw concussions where I feel like it's kinda safe to do so, and I also strike when it's safe to do so, and build a takedown to use every so often. It seems easy, but it's so nerve-wracking because it's hard to tell when Copperhead's gonna attack. Sometimes she just lunges at you randomly. Other times the arena can just bug out and have her hit you randomly without animation. It's happened to me before, but that's the main gist of the fight. Evade, concuss, strike when I can. The strikes are the scariest part, but once I get it to where it's only the real Copperhead, I punch once and evade away. Punch again, repeat. And that's what I do basically for the first 2 phases. The last phase is the easiest, arguably, where she just kind of lunges at you and you gotta dodge, and she spawns 3 illusions. The scariest part here is just dodging her lunge, but once you get that down like I do, Copperhead is done for. Copperhead for me, where like once I beat her, I felt confident in the rest of the run after. I hate her, dude. It's very stressful. But yeah, after that, a few thugs left at the entrance, and then we beat the Sionis steel mill, and we beat Copperhead. Amazing. Next up, the Gotham Royale Hotel. So first things first, the game wants you to go to the center of the Pioneer's Bridge for the story. So I don't go there from the Sionis steel mill because there are snipers in the vicinity that I'm not confident about dodging. So what I do is fast travel to Coventry and traverse low to the ground kind of to avoid people with guns, and I get to the bridge that way. I find it very consistent and safe. After progressing the story from the bridge, I fast travel again to Coventry, and this time I get to the hotel garage really low to the ground. This avoids snipers around and people with guns that can otherwise screw me over. And after doing that, I safely enter the garage, deal with this combat section, and enter the building. In the building, I remote claw these 2 stupid dumb and move on. This combat section here is really hefty, but doing what I've been doing and with the arena being big, it's not too bad. At this point, combat sections get easier for me. After that, though, is the stealth section of the hotel, and this section is thankfully pretty easy. Starting the room, I grapple over here and take down this guy. After that, I take down this guy in the center. Careful when taking this guy out because sometimes he randomly turns around, but yeah, for me he didn't, and I take him down. After that, I come over here and remote claw this guy with the propane tank, and then I move over here to sonic battering this spot, luring the detective mode jammer guy, and I'm able to invert take him down. And at that point, I use my disruptor on 2 guys, remote claw the people I can, use my smoke bomb. It gets really easy at this point, and after using some game sense, I take out the room, after which you get the shock gloves. Now, the shock gloves, I don't use them as often as I would wish in these runs, but yeah, they do really help in certain sections. But after getting that, and for a while here, the hotel is actually really easy. Most of the beginning, there's small combat section with some traversing and navigating, and that's really it. I also get the special combo boost finally at this point, which means I can get takedowns in 5 hits rather than 8. So yes, the hotel is really easy for me for most of the beginning. The real kind of challenge starts, I guess, in the Joker Funland area where there's an enforcer, but really it's just another concussion strategy into evades and batterings. And the follow-up section is pretty much the exact same strategy and enemies. So I actually take down the hotel pretty easily at this point. After that though, you're put into a combat section with a weird POV here. I just tend to avoid it until I get a normal POV again, and then I take out the combat section as normal. And then after that, there's a stealth section. So this one is normally hard because the gargoyles are armed with mines and there's landmines as well. But thankfully, I have a strategy here. I first take down the 2 guys near the center of the room. After that, I run over here, remote claw this guy, and then quickly jump inside the floor grate. And I pretty much camp here until I take everybody down. This grate has an escape option, it's away from landmines, and I can lure people here with sonic batterings and whatnot. It's the safest bet, and eventually after a while, I do clear the room. Kinda sucks because it does take a while, but it's better than getting hit, right? And after that is the Bane boss fight. Now Bane's first boss fight is actually really easy for me. I have a strategy that makes it easy. So in the beginning, I just evade over Bane until he throws a punch, and once he does throw that punch, I triple cape stun him into a beatdown. I do that for Bane every time when I want to hit him, so keep that in mind. But yes, for this first phase, I do just that, do the takedown, trigger the Venom phase, and I do the same thing again, which enters us into the next phase out into the balcony. Bane starts this with this classic Bane train, Bane charge attack. So for this part, I always just run in a circle, which makes it so I never get hit when done correctly. So here, I always try to have Bane end his charge on this side of the arena because the thugs will spawn at this point and they spawn on the opposite side. So having Bane here on the other side, I can have time to try and triple cape stun him, which will, keep him out of the fight for a bit so I can deal with the thugs and take them out first. Because if I can take out the thugs, Bane is like no problem at all. It's like extremely easy. There's nothing to stop me from hitting him. However, that strategy sometimes doesn't work out due to Bane maybe not giving me an opportunity to cape stun him or whatever. So if I don't get it, I just run around spamming batterings. The batterings eventually take out the thugs, and it also stops Bane from charging at me because he does have a charge attack if you're too far away from him, but throwing a battering at him will reset him, so to speak, and not make him lunge at me. So I do just that until I take out the thugs, and then after I lure Bane to like the nearest center of the arena before I beat him down, so that way I can have space to run out of his line of charging. And then I just continue that strategy for the next 2 phases, and then I beat Bane. Honestly, this strategy for me makes it really consistent. The problem in this fight is that sometimes Batman targets Bane when you don't want him to. It happens often. So you'll find yourself like randomly attacking Bane when you don't want to, and he might just hit you because of it. So I try to avoid that as much as possible, which is why I kind of just spam batterings. In doing that, I beat Bane and I clear the hotel section. Awesome. Now the next parts of the game is the Joker section here. Impossible to take damage here, but then after that, the next part of the game is to infiltrate GCPD once again. Now typically, the game wants you to access the sewers near GCPD, and doing that, you have to fight a bunch of guys to get there. There's like a lot of guys, like 2 armed guys and a riot shield dude. However, I take a different route to get there. You can actually access the sewers a different way. You can use the same way you do right after the main GCPD mission, which is going down this way. Doing this, I didn't have to fight all those guys in the intended way, saving me potential death, which is awesome. So I was able to safely navigate the sewers and progress the story without having to fight anybody, which is awesome. After doing that, you have to infiltrate Bane's lair. Now, getting to Bane's lair is actually kind of scary because there's people with snipers guarding his place. My strat here, though, is to glide low to the ground and get to this point. I wait until this one sniper here changes his position. I use that window to disrupt him and hide behind this cover here. I wait for him to change positions again, and in that window, I take down this guy. I grapple over there quickly to take him out next. Then I jump down here, take this guy down, and I finally take out the last sniper here. After that, I glide down and take out the few guys guarding Bane's lair, and I enter Bane's said lair. Moving on, there's 4 guys down here. There's a Venom thug, 2 armored enemies, and a riot shield guy. I remote claw before entering because it makes the fight easier, and then I use glue grenades and take my time because it is a small room with tougher enemies. But yes, I take them out too. Now for the next combat section, I plant explosive gel outside this door because there's enemies once I open it, which includes 2 Venom thugs. So once I open the door and trigger the fight, I evade back and trigger the gel, which knocks a ton of them down. And then I act accordingly. There's 2 Venom guys. I try to glue grenade one, I try to ground take down people on the ground if I can, and then safely and slowly try to take out the rest of the room, which I do, which is awesome. After that, Bane's lair is basically done. It's just a bunch of story progression at this point. So yeah, that's done with Bane's lair, and now we have the Firefly section, which, man, let's get into it. So to start the Firefly section, I fast travel here and glide over to the bridge. Going near it triggers a cutscene to start off the section. Batman spawns here. I disrupt the 2 armed guys, then drop down and take down this guy, and then I jump down and make quick work of the rest before entering. Now going into this section, the first lethal area is the Predator section. Now, this room is kind of scary, but let's just discuss it. So, the first thing I do in this room is use a disruptor on this guy immediately as I enter because he's placing a mine. I have the mine detonator upgrade at this point, so I use it to blow him up. After that, I remote claw 3 guys for free, and then I use my disruptor ammo to disable people. I try to take out the detective jammer guy when I can, and play the room to the best of my ability. I have no real strategy after remote clawing and disrupting, so I just had to personally use my game sense at that point, but after which I clear the room, disarm the bomb, and move on. The next part has this little mini stealth section with 4 guys. The game puts you in a position to double-edge take down these guys up here, so I do just that, which leaves only 2 guys. I just play it super safe at this point by spamming all my most powerful gadgets and using the environment because things in this room and my gadgets refill/respawn respectively. So I do that to take these guys down. After doing that and disarming the next bomb, the next part is going to the next bomb. There's 3 snipers along the way. I silently take down this guy and then remote claw the other 2. Pretty easy. But the next section is the combat section, so this room has an electrified fence. However, you can turn it off before entering the fight, which I do. I remote control battering the switch when I enter the room to do just that, after I initiate the fight. So the problem with this room is that sometimes the evades can bug out. There's been runs that I lost because Batman just abruptly ends an evade or what have you. It's like a weird thing to explain, and it's also hard to show on footage, but I definitely felt it at times where Batman just abruptly ends his evade or just kind of bugs out. It might be due to the floor grades or setup at this room, but yeah. Thankfully for this run where I won, it didn't do any of that. I took them all out easily, disarmed the bomb, and progressed. Now, the next sections before Firefly suck. I kind of hate it because I don't have a real strategy for it. So it's another Predator section. This one's hard because there's a detective mode wall jammer on the other side of the area, so I can't get to it. There's no gargoyles to perch up to, and a sniper as well. My only real start is that I grapple up here to take down the sniper near the beginning because it's safe to do so. I use my disruptor on these two guys up here, and then I camp back where I entered for a while to try and patiently wait for a moment to strike. However, for some reason, and I don't know why, the detective mode wall jammer will just sometimes stop working, and I can use my detective mode once again without me doing anything. I don't know why it does that, it just does. So in this particular run, it did that for me, which is a godsend because it allowed me to survey the room and plan out my tactics. And with the combination of smoke bombs, propane tanks, and glue grenades, I was able to take out the room after some time. No real strategy, just game sense, which kind of sucks because I hate going in without a plan, but for this one room, I just winged it and I got through it thankfully. Now before Firefly, there's one more combat section just before fighting him. This combat section is actually scary because you fight it on the bridge and there's fire around you, and the fire will damage you, and it's kind of easy to get hit by it because if you carelessly have Batman lunge a punch at someone who's near it, you'll take damage. So this area, I started by disrupting the gun guy and remote clawing before engaging, and then I really just play it carefully. I try to stay in the center and just use batterings and do my best to make sure that I not punch someone that's far away and near fire because Batman will do that and you'll take damage and lose. So yes, in this run, I do that and I get through it, and now it's time for Firefly. Now Firefly used to be hard, but now he's honestly really easy for me to beat. My strategy for him is just glue grenade and battering. So with Firefly, you really just have to pay attention to when you throw glue grenades. If you see that he stops and is about to shoot his flamethrower at you, do not attack him, just evade, pass, and dodge his attack. When I see Firefly change to a new position, I use that window when he stops to hit him with a glue grenade. Every time I throw a grenade though, I always have Batman evade to the left or right, and I'll explain that later. But yes, this first phase, when you do the things I mentioned, it's really easy. You just rinse and repeat that to beat this phase. After that, the next phase has you running and avoiding Firefly, so I want to explain this. In this part, as soon as you gain control of Batman and grapple onto this railing, if you immediately grapple right when you gain control of Batman, there's a good chance Batman runs through fire and you'll take damage. It has happened to me before and it sucks. So what you need to do is wait a second before grappling to make sure that that doesn't happen. On this railing here, you have to turn right all the way and then immediately up to navigate past it. I've actually died here because I thought I had to move my analog stick around it since the railing looks curved, but no, you just move right, and when Batman stops moving, you move up. It's like whatever information, but for me, I died because I didn't do that, which, you know, that's why I have it here. After that, you run away from Firefly, slide under the truck, and start the next phase. Now in this phase, Firefly will throw pyro grenades at you, so this is why I always evade after throwing a glue grenade. If you throw a glue grenade the same time Firefly throws a grenade, you cannot control Batman since there's like a little mini cutscene and the grenade will hit you and you'll take damage. It has happened to me. But if you throw a grenade and immediately evade left or right, you dodge your grenade. So that's why I do that every time. So knowing that, I do my glue grenade strat. These cars are huge, by the way. Has anyone noticed that? And then I beat Firefly's next phase. His final phase has him going here and throwing grenades at you. So the grenades linger on the ground for a while, meaning you can't go over there for a while or else you'll take damage. So knowing that, in this part, I evade in a circular motion. So I start here at the top right. Then when Firefly throws his grenades, I evade down. Then I evade left. Then I evade up. Then I evade right. And then I finally evade down. And then I go towards the bottom center because Firefly will then surround you with grenades. I do that, and then the cutscene triggers, ending the fight. I just match counter here because if you don't, you will die. And then I beat Firefly. Honestly, this section, Firefly was not the challenge. It honestly was the Predator and combat section right before him, which sucks for me. I struggle there the most, but voila, Firefly done. And we move on to the final mission of the game, the Blackgate takeover. This section is definitely scary. I think out of all the no damage runs so far, this game's finale was the most scary to me. Let's discuss it. So in the beginning, you fight these guys. There's propane tanks I use and I also disrupt the gun guy. Pretty straightforward fight. But after that, There's also not too much to say. The next section is just some navigating. There are lethal things though here, like the electrified water. It's nerve-wracking when you're this far, but it is easy to traverse. Now, there's a part where you have to follow this water current and glue grenade these gas pipes before grappling over these spiked drill things. I've died here because Batman's toes can get caught and you take damage, and I didn't know that. After doing some testing though, you just have to grapple between the drills to not get hit, so I did just that this time. I didn't know that before, so yeah. Next real section is this big final Predator room. This one's kind of scary. There's a few ways to enter. I use this higher vent to enter, and from this point, I wait a bit until I get the chance to grapple up to this gargoyle, and the first thing I do is take out the sniper up here because nobody goes up there except him. And after doing that, I remote claw 3 guys and disrupt 3 others, and then play the room accordingly. The good thing about this room is that there is no armored guys or detective mode jammer, just a lot of regular guys making it easier for me. So yes, after doing that in this particular run, I found a rhythm here on top of the sniper area to take them all out, and thankfully I do just that to clear the room. Moving on, there's 3 combat sections before Bane. The first combat section is easy, it's just a few random normal guys, nothing really to say here. The second combat section has a ton of enemies, and an enforcer that spawns in midway through. This is the only section where I use a free flow focus. I maybe should have been using the free flow focus throughout the run, but yeah, here there's so many enemies that I felt it was nice to take advantage of it, so I do that. I take this room very slowly with batarangs and the free flow focus and the shock gloves as well. Even though I use the free flow focus and the shock gloves, I always make sure to not go overboard with it or go too ham, otherwise I feel like I can just get hit randomly. But about midway through, the enforcer guy spawns in. I always glue grenade him to leave him for last, and doing that I can focus on taking out the rest of the room, and once I do take out the rest of the room, I just do my concussion strat on the enforcer, taking him out easily and moving on. The third and final combat area before Bane has an enforcer and 2 venom guys. In this one, I glue grenade the enforcer to keep him out of the fight, and really focus on taking out the venom guys because they're the biggest threats at this point. With a combination of batarangs and takedowns, I managed to do just that, and then I take out the room regularly, concuss the last enforcer, take him down, which leaves the final section of the game with Bane. Now, Bane here is not the challenge. The challenge here is the thugs around him. Those are the real bad guys. So this boss fight starts off with Bane running at you. No big deal, you just run away. After doing that and doing a beatdown takedown on him, he runs at you again, and this time thugs spawn in. I almost died here because I forgot he does that, but anyways, I run around the room. The thugs will try and punch me, but as long as I'm running in a circular motion, it'll be fine, like they can't hit me. After Bane finishes his charge, I glue grenade him because you can glue grenade him, and I take out all the thugs around him so that way they aren't an issue anymore, and then I just focus on Bane, which makes this fight really easy. I do just that and trigger the next phase of the fight. The next phase starts with Bane charging at me, and this time I do the same thing, I just run around. More thugs spawn in this time, more than the previous, so while I'm running away from Bane, I have to be cautious and not get hit by these thugs and try to find a route where I don't get stuck by them. In this run, after Bane is done in ground pounds, I glue grenade him to try and take out the bad guys. However, I mess up. I start attacking Bane, and then I use a takedown on him, as you will see. I didn't mean to do that. I'm trying to hit and use the takedowns on the other random thugs that aren't Bane, but Batman will just lock onto Bane and prioritize them instead of the other guys, which I did not account for in this particular part, and because of that, Bane moved on to his next phase where he runs again, and I thought I was going to lose here because as I'm running around, as you will see, I get caught by the armored guy here who gets in front of me. Thankfully, I counter his attack, and Bane barely misses me on his charge, and that was his final charge. So I waited for him to ground pound and glue grenade him, and this time I took out the rest of the room correctly. I kind of got lucky there, I can't lie, but it worked out. And then after that, the fight was free because I took out all the other guys. All I had to do was shock glove Bane a couple of times, and done for Bane. I beat him. That was the most stressful part here, and I beat it. And then we move on to TN1 Bane. And I was low-key not worried about TN1 Bane because of how easy it is to not really get hit on him here. Bane here is just really easy. You just use a combination of silent takedowns, glue grenades to stun him, you hide in vents and floor grates. Not much to say here, honestly, because that's all I did. If you really focus here, it's hard to get hit, honestly. I'm always quick to stop the detective mode jammer, which in this particular fight I did really fast. But yeah, pretty short summary for TN1 Bane here. It's just easy to just silent take him down from behind and easy to escape with glue grenades. So yeah, I did that, and I managed to beat TN1 Bane. Done and done. And at this point, there's one last little combat section. I didn't even partake in this last fight because Gordon actually helps you here, and he actually does take them down for you. So I literally just stayed back and spammed batarangs to help him out, and I do, and he takes him out. Gordon, more like Warden, am I right? That was lame. Anyway, the last part of the game is Joker. All I gotta do is counter his attacks here, which I do, and I finally beat Batman Arkham Origins on New Game Plus after 93 attempts. Just gonna wait. Just gonna wait. The game doesn't crash. No crashes. No nothing. I'm not gonna wait. I'm not even saying anything. No, I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna wait. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait. That was easy. That was easy. No, that was easy. Like, I got that. It's nothing. It's really nothing at all. No, I'm not giving you guys a reaction. It's just another Wednesday, Thursday. It is what it is. Thanks for your donation, JC. It's all over. New Game Plus, you were here. I did it. I'm just that guy. Persistence. All the haters said, oh, I hope you lose. Nope, I won. There is no tears. I just won. Because I'm the fucking guy. By far, the hardest challenge run for me so far. Arkham Origins has so many bugs and more difficult combat sections and predator sections and dynamic boss fights that it makes it the hardest, at least for me. But finally, I beat it. I'm really glad I beat this before 100 attempts because people were going to give me crap for it, but hey, I got it. I proved all the haters wrong. Amazing. I did it. I'm really happy I did it. 3 games down, 2 more to go. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and hopefully if you try this challenge, my video here helps you out. But if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, sub, comment, all that, man. I really appreciate it. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay safe, and peace. Nope.
Now we talk.
Dude! Oh my god! Why is Batman not jumping over the guy?
I'm gonna take my time with you.
Dude, I'm playing such a scrub right now, it's not even funny. I got hit again.
Lucky Bane. I'll take your head off.
So you can just dodge it. Like a dumb little whore. Thank you.
I got him. Follow me.
Creature Commandos looks way like more quote unquote adorable than like he did in
I'll take this.
Did your mother teach you to fight like that?
there. I thought I took damage, that was just Copperhead.
I'll take this.
Lame. Dude, what the? Oh, I'm selling. Okay, I gotta get off. I gotta get off. I gotta get off. I gotta get off. I have to get off. This is it.
Ain't giving up.
Dude, why the fuck am I ass at this? Why? 2 times I lost a croc in a row. That's crazy. What? 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 Wait, how? I was evading.
The bad's on. Bad's off.
Being a, like, you know, like it's a stream of like pee, and like everyone's like, ah, so funny, and all my friends said I'm so lame for that, and but I thought it was pretty clever. See that guy, that blade dog guy, I think it was. I suck. Why am I so weird, bro?
Assassins in town.
Dude, I am almost.
It's the freaking bag.
What? Why is he looking that way? Bro, what, dude? Oh my fucking gosh. Whoa. Okay, hold up. Oh.
Show me more.
I'm just trying to, oh my god, I gotta practice this part. I'm so out of it today, bro. Let me get out of my doomer phase. After getting hit by that enforcer guy, I was in a doomer phase. Literally, I'm dead. Fuck this game. This game is shit. This game is shit. This game's fucking shit. I don't like this side of the arena. Boom! That.
Try again.
What I want to do is place gel. I'm never fucking doing that again. Spawn in the air, just die, fall to his death. I feel like they was respawn on the ground. They re-snap on the ground. Yo, what the? What is going, dude? What is going on with the fuck? What? Hope you have a Merry Christmas, bro. I think I have to end the stream today. I think I have to end the stream today. I think I have to end the stream today. I think I have to end the stream today.
It's him!
Dude!
There's our man! Oh, copy him out!
Looks clean. Does it not? Like... Oh! Oh, you're still not dead. Speak of the devil.
I see you will take more.
No. No! Why are you lunging at Bane? Damn it! What?
So you saying Black Mask ain't dead? Nope. And he ain't the one who killed...
No! I'm just gonna wait. I'm dead. Oh! What the fuck?
Take him down!
It's at him. Oh!
Kind of nut is this? Don't stand there, kill him!
Dude, what the fuck? Ah! Okay, I'm done. I'm done. I suck. I suck. I suck. I suck. I'm so bad. I'm terrible. I'm terrible. No. This is just, it's over. It's over. I don't even want to play. This is like, I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed. I'm like literally embarrassed. Maybe I'll look into the YouTube channel. Maybe we'll talk. Left. Brother, no! What? No! Oh my God, no! No, I should have done that. No! No, dude. No, don't get it off him. Let it stay.
I'll cut you!
What the? What happened there? What? What happened? Why is Batman double rolling? Okay, I cannot grapple right away. Please.
That's what I'm talking about! Tear his head off!
Dude, how many times are you gonna do that? You saw too, bro. Yeah. Okay. What? Okay. All right. Let me focus on the stupid ass game.
There he is! Waste him!
No. It's so annoying. Okay.
We need more guys out here.
No way.
I knew watching you fellas freak out would be good, but I had no idea it would be.
If I pop out right now. She's gonna teleport in. If you like donate $300 to my stream, if you donate three. I deserve to not play. Today's not the day. Today's not the day. Today's not the day. I suck. I suck. I suck. I suck.
Reflexes.
Why didn't I just batarang him? What?
I can't take much more of this. I can't take it. What's with all the smoke?
Damn it, man. Whoa, whoa! Damn it, no! What? What? No. He's the boss, and boss is dead. Big boss. Wait, so if I punch her... Freak shows a character from Danny Phantom. But that's just an idea I have. Whatever.
No! No!
That's what I get. That's what I get. That's what I fucking get. Wow. That's what I get. How did he even punch me? Dude, I'm ass. Swear to God.
Now I'm gonna watch you burn.
Swear to God. Swear to God. Say swear to God right now. Oh, I just stand right here. Get ready to evade left. Left. Up. Right. Down. Left. Right here, kind of.
They'll say my name in the same breath.
Penguin is hosting some kind of fighting tournament. That's where I need to go.
No! What the fuck? Oh no! The last throws, 2 throws have been to AoE.
Rested on the bottom of the channel. Hands in the engine room.
Street lights in the nighttime. Bro, no, you can't. The fire here does not do any damage. Is run to the left or right? It doesn't matter. I'll run left. Value. Woo! I'm locked in on that.
You gotta try.
Whatever. See, now it's like, now I gotta like spend some more time. They'll be like, yeah, like I like the hot too. And I'm like, oh, okay, you like hot. Oh, what? Bro, what the fuck?
But only see your
What? What? I evaded and did a counter.
Front door is a bad idea. There should be a way in through the sewers.
Oh, I didn't know he says that if you're near the front door. What the fuck? What? Bro, this is so stupid, man. California. Cali. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. That is bullshit. And everybody knows that's bullshit. That is bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. That is so bullshit. You know that's BS. Don't tell me that's not bullshit. Tell me that's not bullshit. Tell me that is not my feeling. So I gotta be careful with that. Holy shit, bro. What is like the issue? You still got... What the fuck? What? Wait, what? How did I take damage there? Dude, I suck. Did I even take damage? Oh my god, I suck on this fight, dude. I'm like so like playing it too passive.
Guys, it's that bad.
Fuck! Are you serious, dude? Oh my gosh. I don't give a damn about my bad reputation, yeah. What? What? I can't even react to that. I cannot believe that just happened to me.